Hey guys, it's Jane. It's Friday today, and I'm going to see if I can get a really quick Friday reads in. Um, I was hoping to come and tell you all about the N.D. Wilson book that I finished this past week, but in the last half an hour or so while I've been preparing for this video, I realised that I still don't 100% know quite how I feel about it. So that one is going to have to wait. But yes, the So Florian Ghost, which is the follow-up to The Legend of Sam Miracle from last year, as a middle grade science fiction story by my favourite middle grade author. And there's a lot going on in this story, but I'm not going to say anything more until I've really wrestled with it a bit longer and know exactly what I want to say. But there are three other books that I finished this week. I finished an Ilona Andrews book, not a Kate Daniels, the beginning of a new series called Alpha Origins, which I really didn't like. Yeah, I'm not going to say much more. I very, very nearly didn't finish it, but I pushed through, which I kind of am glad that I did, because there was a twist towards the end which made a few of the things more bearable. But basically our central character spends virtually the entire book in danger for her life. It was just too much. I just didn't enjoy it. But there were two other books that I read that I finished this week that I really did enjoy. There was Hannah Rothschild's The Improbability of Love, which is a pretty over-the-top chick lit romp about a painting called The Improbability of Love, and one of the point of view characters in the book is actually the painting. The painting is kind of a narrative voice. So there's this 30-something woman who has come to London having had a failed relationship and is working as a cook, and she finds this painting in a junk shop and buys it. Yeah, it turns out to be this lost masterpiece, and that's basically the kind of setup for the story. There is so many other things going on. There's so many other characters, and it's sort of told, the timelines kind of go back and forwards a little bit, so it's not like a completely direct narrative from the beginning to end. And there's a few sort of tricks, so it leads you to think one thing is happening and something else is actually happening. It's quite long, and I think in parts it's quite uneven, and in some parts it's a bit overblown, but on balance, a quite enjoyable story if you're looking for something relatively mindless that's set in the art world with characters, larger than life sort of folk. There's quite a lot of that going on, so that was quite enjoyable. The other book that I read that I really enjoyed is again a kind of chick lit sort of book set in London. It's called Sofia Khan is Not Obliged. I picked this one up because a friend of mine, a fellow booktuber, Hannah, was just tweeting about it constantly while she was reading it. And I was like, I have to get my hands on this. I have to get my hands on this. In many ways, it is just a standard kind of romancy sort of story. It focuses on a 30-something Londoner who works in publicity for a publishing company. She's not married, and her family are forever after her to kind of find a man. The thing that sets it apart is that Sophia is a Pakistani British hijabi, and comes from a strong Muslim family. Almost all, not all, but almost all of her friends, her girlfriends, are Muslims as well. And it's basically just kind of all their kind of love dramas, over the course of about a year. So Sophia's sister is just about to get married, and the wedding happens in the middle of the book, and this is even only increasing the pressure upon that she's feeling to get married. Then her at work, she, in a kind of brainstorming meeting, says almost as a joke that, maybe we should have a book about Muslim dating. The publishing house thinks it's a great idea and commission her to write a book about Muslim dating, even though she has now said that she's never going to, she's over that whole thing and she's going to focus on her career. Sound like anything, that you ever read before. She's going to she signs up for an internet dating service. As research, all this sorts of things goes on. She meets all these guys, and it's parts of it are truly hilarious, but it's actually done quite deftly. It's not ridiculous. Lots of the stuff between her and her friends and her and her family actually done really sensitively, and she is a great character. So it was, if you are looking for just a light read, like a chick lit light read, I can strongly encourage you to have a look at that one. The book that I have just picked up, which I'm halfway through, is actually a novella, Martha Wells's All Systems Red. This is the first of the Murderbot diaries, and it's a science fiction story, planetary exploration, and things start going wrong. And the point of view character is this security bot, who is this part organic but mostly inorganic construct, who has just got such a great voice. Like, the way she internally thinks about all this stuff that's going on is hilarious. I am enjoying this so much. I'm really looking forward to telling you about that when I finish. But that's what I've been doing today, and I'm going to finish talking now and get this out of the way. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on this weekend. I've just this morning baked a dry run on one of my kids' birthday cakes because it's their birthday on Tuesday, and I'm trying something a bit unusual for the cake, so I had to have a practice before the actual real one. It's a beautiful sunny day today. It was so cold this morning, but right now it's just gorgeous. I hope wherever you are, you're very well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.